Have you guys heard of Mutants with Attitude? Roll the intro. Hey everyone, it's your boy Eric, once again with another Eric Illustrations video for the Commotion. Today's video is going to be real cool. We're going to talk about the piece in a minute. Before we do that, remember to like, share, and subscribe with your friends. And also check the link in the description below for my socials. And also Be The Human if you like any other music in the background. So I know I've been gone for a couple weeks when it comes to art videos, but if you guys are into any geek culture or any geek news, we've been putting out some dope ass videos about geek news, anime, and other stuff. So definitely check the channel. We also have some new music coming to the channel. We have cooking videos, we have sports videos. So there's a lot of things coming to the channel that are real cool. So remember to check those as well. All right, so before we get into any of that, I just want to make sure that you guys remember that we have a giveaway for PS5. So if you guys like PlayStation 5 and like it's definitely, you know, sold out everywhere, so go follow the channel, go check us on Instagram, and you're gonna see the steps to be in the giveaway. All right, so like I said, today's video is gonna be about Mutants with Attitude. So what I did is basically I had this spin on N.W.A, which is one of the greatest rap groups of all time. I decided to switch N.W.A members with mutants and call it Mutants with Attitude, baby. Straight out of Marvel. Alright, so before we get into that, just go ahead and tell me what you guys think. And also I want you to guys see my process when I'm doing it and have my 2 cents about the piece. So let's go. Alright, so for this piece, well, first of all, I've always been an X-Men fan, and I've always, like, ever since I started listening to hip-hop and rap, I definitely had a thing for N.W.A. Like, they're super badass, and well, my favorite's always been Ice Cube, so you know where I'm going with this. But going back to the piece, and the reason I like this piece is because I really wanted to, like, create a piece that makes sense, not just visually but also in a more deep way than just the looks. Like, if you think about X-Men and N.W.A, there are some factors that I think that really encapsulate each other and in a sense that works, and I'm gonna talk about that a little later on the video. But first, I just want to talk about creating original pieces using already established art, which is a thing that I'm gonna be doing in the next couple of videos, because I really want to do, like, reimagine album covers using like pop culture characters that I think would be either really funny or really cool, or even send a deeper message like I think this piece does. So yeah, so basically for this piece, I'm clearly using the album cover from Straight Outta Compton as a reference for this quote unquote Straight Outta Marvel. I was thinking maybe doing Straight Out of Genosha, but not a lot of people know what that is, so I just wanted to go with something basic. And the reason I think it works better is the N.W.A with M.W.A Mutants with Attitude also adds a layer to it that to me is funny but also works. So yeah, let me know what you think about that in the comments below. But even if you were to line the cover on top of this piece that I did, which is something that I really want you to think about when it comes to, like, creating art, and people saying that a lot of people, especially tattoo artists, would just like Photoshop things on top of each other and maybe even bend a little thing, the things so they would match, and basically just, you know, layers and layers of reference that become the actual piece. I think that has some art to it, but like, to me, not just creating a piece from photoshopping other people's art is good enough. I think you have to have a deeper understanding of art in itself, and not just what you want to do with it, but like some things that you might need to change for it to work perfectly. Like I said, for this piece, if you were to line up the characters that I did with the original piece, they will look similar, but they will not line up perfectly, because adapting a piece from characters to like this, like X-Men, you have to adapt certain poses on the image to feel either more dynamic or just to work, like to work in line with the design, but still work in a different way that the original picture would. Like if you were to look at the original picture, they have like baggy clothes, and their like body types are different. Like comic book body types are usually bigger and muscular, and even with some guy like Nightcrawler, it would be like skinny, and that's something that wasn't really, very common within NWA either. So, like I said, I did a lot of changes in order to adapt the piece in a way that it would fit the image. Like you would see it's the NWA cover, but also that it would work and show the characters in a way that's not unnatural. And like, not gonna lie, like this Wolverine, for example, had a lot of redrawing in the penciling stage. I think there's some redrawing in the inking stage as well, but mostly on the penciling, quote unquote penciling stage that you don't see, which is what I do previous to the recording. Also, this video is kind of a lot longer. Like honestly, I kind of overstaged what I could do, and not gonna lie, drawing 6 X-Men kind of a lot of work. Yeah. So in the if you see this in my inking stage, like my basic line work before I start like quote unquote inking, because well, it's not like actual inking, but it's digital inking. It's not very hard. It's not like something very established like most artists or some artists do, because since I'm doing my own inking, I can do changes to the final stages of the drawing anytime I want or I feel like it. And sometimes even if like it's completely done, I would like go back to the penciling, delete something and redraw it, so I can like establish whatever I want to do with it. And not just the inking stages, sometimes even coloring stages, I would go back and change something that I think doesn't work as well. And that's what that's what makes an artist. It's not just rearranging something in Photoshop, like I said, or other software, but actually changing and adapting your vision into something or some already established piece. And that's why I think art takes a lot more than just arranging stuff in Photoshop. And even if some people criticize tattooers for doing that, like using heavy reference just to like Photoshop and draw on top of it, that works sometimes. But also the best tattoo artists usually would draw their original pieces, and that's why I think it's really good. Like you can use reference, but basically what you add after that is what makes you a better artist, or maybe even just an artist. Like, yeah. So to now going back to the theme of their drawing, why I chose N.W.A and why I decided to take a spin on it with the X-Men. So basically, N.W.A is one of the most iconic rap groups ever, since they basically marked the whole generation in the 90s, and even after that, every rapper has deeper connections to them. Maybe trap not so much, but like usually everyone knows who N.W.A are and how important is their part to the music. And not just the music in itself, but also a generation that started questioning stuff, and maybe even racial injustice. And to me, X-Men has a lot of heavy nods to like social issues like discrimination and stuff like that. And also, to me, everyone knows who the X-Men are. Like if you think about most famous superheroes, probably Superman, Batman, or Spider-Man. But if you think about groups of heroes, most people would probably say the X-Men, not even Avengers. Maybe Avengers after the movies, but like everyone would say the Justice League or X-Men. I think X-Men, done at me, is probably more famous than the Avengers to some degree, at least before the movies came out. So the reason why I think this works is because the X-Men have literally thousands of stories of being the outcast or being different, and having to deal with a society that treats them different based on who they are, and something that they're not capable of changing, and something they did not choose to be. Like a mutant, something that you're born with, and that's why I think it has a lot of like social issues commentary on it. Not sure if that was Stanley's original idea for it, but I think it works. And choosing to do a piece from X-Men and adapting it to N.W.A, I think works again for the themes behind it, and also because what's cooler than a couple of the classic X-Men like Wolverine, Gambit, Cyclops, and the whole bunch. But yeah, so these are things that you have to think that people would probably look into when looking at your piece. And I know it sounds kind of snobby to think a lot deeper when it comes to this is just drawing X-Men on top of an NWA cover, but art is that. Art is basically interpreting what the artist tried to do with the piece. Sometimes it's just I thought it looked cool, but sometimes there's a lot of meaning behind it. And to me, the better art, or not just the better art, I think the most like cherished art for the artist is that one that has a meaning to him, and that one that they actually had to put a little thought into. And that's why I think art is important, not just for like every art is important. This could be technically classified as fan art, but it would be fan art in two different categories, like NWA and fan art for X-Men. But then again, it's an original piece using someone else's art and someone else's vision. Because if you think about it, photography is also art, and drawing is art, and you're basically putting two things together and trying to make it better, or just make it your own. And yeah, so what do you guys think about me creating album covers? I'm gonna be doing a lot of that. I have a couple of ideas, maybe doing some Beatle covers or Queen covers. I'm trying to find the most iconic album covers of all time for art. So if you guys know of a very iconic cover, like I don't know, Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody cover, or Abbey Road or something like that I could try and do my own spin on it, definitely let me know in the comments below. I think that should be it for now, but let's go back to video me for the end of this video. Alright guys, so that was the piece N.W.A. I had a lot of fun with it, not gonna lie. I kind of thought it was gonna take me less than I was, but then again, it's like 5 X-Men. I think it's 5 or 6, so it took me a while to do so, but I think it was worth it. So let me know what you think in the comments below. I'm gonna be doing a lot of art covers, like album covers, with another elements inspired with my likings, like X-Men obviously. So I might do some Beatles or whatever you guys think. Let me know in the comments below what other pieces would be cool to redraw with comic book art. So let me know. Once again, like, share with your friends, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you're notified every time we drop a new video. We have music, geek news, art, everything. So definitely go check that out. And well, like I said, thanks for tuning in and stay blessed.
Grinding my whole life. Stop that. Grinding my whole life. Stop that.